mind-blowing, brand-new video of the family of 4 who mysteriously vanished 2 months ago from their California home. Tonight, we ask, are the McStays alive? A neighbor's surveillance camera reportedly caught Joseph and Summer McStay and their 2 young children leaving their house together on Thursday, February 4th, the very night they disappeared. Joseph's brother says the video shows the foursome getting into their white Isuzu Trooper and driving away at exactly 7:47 p.m. 4 days later, their car is found abandoned at a mall within walking distance of the Mexican border.
I originally thought that someone was holding them against their will, but there's been no ransom. So, and, you know, for him to just up and run and not tell anybody, it would have to be something pretty heavy.
Investigators searched through hours and hours of surveillance video of the border, and they think they have spotted the McStays. They cannot be certain that it's them, and Joey's brother is doubtful. However, in a shocking new twist, police say other family members say they recognize Summer's white jacket crossing the border. Police say they could still be alive. A lieutenant working the case tells local reporters, quote, "If the family met with tragedy, I just have a feeling we would have known that by now," end quote. I want to hear from you. What is your theory on what happened to the McStays? Call me, 1-877-JVM-SAYS. That's 1-877-586-7297. Straight out to my fantastic expert panel, psychiatrist Dr. Dale Archer, CNN legal analyst Lisa Bloom, HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks. But we begin with Leslie Burstein from the San Diego Union Tribune. Leslie, thanks for joining us. You've been tracking the story from the start. Why are we just hearing about this neighbor's video now, almost 2 months after the disappearance?
Investigators actually had seen it. Mike McStay, who I was speaking to a few days ago, mentioned it, and we began talking about this video, and I began asking him, what did you see? Now, the video itself, and I've been trying to have it released to me. I have not gotten a hold of it yet, but he's seen it and investigators have seen it. It was taken by a surveillance camera mounted onto a neighbor's house. It does not show, because of the angle, you can't see people getting into the car, but it shows a vehicle. The cops say it's hard to make out just what the vehicle is, leaving the driveway at 7:47 p.m. Now, according to Mike McStay, the videotape ran until midnight that night. At that point, it ended, and it did not give any indication of any vehicle returning back to the driveway. These people had young children. So it's very unusual, and everybody thinks it's. Now, I have one more thing to say. Brand new. Just got this just before I drove in. Sheriff's Department has gone through the computer records, the family's computer records, and they have just announced that they found some emails. They won't specify to whom they were sent, but they found some emails that they had sent out in late January inquiring about passports for children to travel to Mexico. Now, I reached Mike McStay just before I got here. He found, again, you know, his words were, it doesn't make sense to me, because they hadn't advised family members that they were going to be doing anything like this. And again, as you know, the house was left in a state where it did not look like they were preparing for a trip. There was perishable food left out. But to this date, police continue to think that they left of their own volition. Family members are very skeptical about that.
It's a total mystery. Now, we're also getting brand new details on the last phone call made by Joseph McStay, the dad. He reportedly called his business associate on Thursday, February 4th at 8:37 p.m., just 1 hour after the family was spotted on camera leaving their home. That phone call lasted 1 minute, and it was the very last activity from either of the family's 2 cell phones. So I have to wonder, Mike Brooks, the key, I would think, would be, what did they talk about?
Stream. Yes, it comes into play as we get in, well, the next several days.
Or was this actually something that was carefully orchestrated?
You know, that's a great question, Jane, because a 1 minute call, a lot of times it's someone just leaving a message. Now, one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit, this car disappeared at 7:47, but it was found in this mall parking lot 4 days later. Now, apparently this mall tows cars every evening that's left there. So, where were they for those 4 days before they parked the car there? That is, you know, the timeline's just not adding up to me here, Jane.
Friends say the biggest clue the family intended to return is that they left their 2 beloved dogs outside with no food or water. Summer's friends say she'd never do that. Take a look at this video the McStays posted on YouTube.
Get your puppy. Look at the little
little bear. Big bear, 150 pounds.
So, look, Summer clearly loved her pets, Lisa Bloom, and we're also hearing details that authorities found trays of paint and rollers in the house because they were renovating and had been painting earlier that day. Now, I can't get my mind around why somebody would be painting a kitchen if they were planning on leaving, unless they wanted to create the appearance that they weren't planning on leaving.
Jane, this sounds like foul play to me. It's very hard for people to disappear in this day and age. No cell phone pings, no money taken out of their bank accounts. I mean, no electronic records of them doing anything after a few days after their disappearance. I mean, that's almost impossible. Let's say they did take off to Mexico on their own. What are they doing? Something where they're earning cash and they're paying cash for everything with 2 young children? Unfortunately, this really sounds to me like something terrible happened to them.
All right, so we've got a disagreement here. Was it an intentional disappearance, or were they abducted, and is something terrible going on? Everybody stay right where you are. We're tracking down this beautiful family, and we're taking your calls. 1-877-JVM says. Plus, we've all seen